From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Yesterday's high temperatures stalled in the 70s, and that was mostly due to the early cloud cover that we had, along with some misty conditions. This morning, it's a very different setup, pretty much 180, since most areas have clear skies, just a few stray clouds overhead. We're going to end up with some cloud cover moving in with time, and yes, eventually we'll have some storms, but for now, we're just looking at a nice day ahead. We'll talk about it in detail as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News This Morning.
The search for survivors continues this morning in Texas after historic flash floods leave dozens of people unaccounted for. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 8th. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Vaselli. 6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories. But first, we're following breaking news out of Lansing, where police say a child was shot early this morning. Officers responded to Francis Avenue near Kalamazoo Street a little after 3:30. That's where they found an 11-year-old girl who'd been shot. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. However, Lansing police do not believe the shooting was random. If you have any information that could help officers with this investigation, call the Lansing Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Both numbers are on your screen. The devastation along the Guadalupe River is far-reaching, and now officials say more than 100 people have died, including nearly 30 from a children's sleepaway camp in Kerr County. Meanwhile, as Naomi Ruckham reports, questions are mounting over what more could have been done to alert people of the rising waters.
Vigils in cities around Texas Monday honor the more than 100 people killed in the tragic July 4th weekend flash floods. The frantic search is intensifying as hundreds of rescue workers, some volunteers, sift through debris in hopes of finding those still missing.
It's complicated by the broad, the mass of people that we're looking for. This is going to take a while.
10 children and 1 counselor from Camp Mystic in hard-hit Kerr County are still unaccounted for. Officials confirm that at least 27 campers and counselors died in the floods. This video shows survivors from the all-girls camp singing hymns after they were rescued. For parents of the children evacuated from Camp Waldemar, located 20 minutes away in Hunt, a long-awaited reunion.
I had to wait a minute for them to hug their mom first. I'm kind of chopped liver, but ultimately when I did get the hugs, they were really sweet.
The historic flooding has led to criticism over early warning systems. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick tells CBS News that state lawmakers could consider funding new sirens in the coming weeks.
Maybe that would have sparked people to say, oh, we have a massive disaster like 5 minutes away.
Meanwhile, donations are now pouring in.
It's about picking each other up
as communities come together to mourn and rebuild. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
If you'd like to help the victims of the Texas floods, we posted a list of approved charities under the Scene on 6 section of our website, WLNS.com. Experts now highlighting the importance of water safety after several drownings happened across the state over the holiday weekend. Bob Pratt, the director of Great Lakes Surf and Rescue, says nationwide, July is the most dangerous month for drownings. In fact, our media partners at MLive report that over the weekend, there were 8 separate drowning incidents resulting in 10 deaths. Nearly half of the victims were fathers and sons who died in the same event. Pratt says someone can drown in just a matter of seconds and now is urging parents to keep a close eye on their kids while they're near the water and also encourages everyone, even adults, to wear a life jacket. At the state capitol, lawmakers are working to regulate Mackinac Island ferry fees as concerns rise over the potential for a monopoly. Ferry travel is by far the most popular way to reach the island. Right now, there are only 2 ferry services, both controlled by Florida-based private equity firm Hoffman Family of Companies. Under Mackinac Island's charter, city leaders can regulate ferry ticket prices. However, state lawmakers argue Hoffman has avoided this regulation by increasing related fees, such as parking and luggage. New legislation would make it so that elected leaders can regulate all aspects of ferry service. It passed in the Senate last week, but the ferry company warns that if it can't increase rates, it may have to decrease daily ferry schedules. The Capital Area Humane Society wants to crack down on animal overpopulation and reduce surgery wait times. So now it hopes to expand its spay and neuter clinic and is looking to the community for some help. The Humane Society for the last few years has been trying to move its 14-year-old clinic that's currently located on South Cedar Street in Lansing. Thanks to a building donation, it now can relocate to a new home on West Saginaw Street. However, the shelter says it needs donations to help pay for the move. If able to pull it off, the clinic would grow from a 2,500 square foot facility to a multi-story one with 16,000 square feet of space.
Continue to run into the issue that we're booking 3 and 4 months out for individuals wanting these services, and we have a very small location and we're just not really able to keep up with the demand. And we thought over time we'd be able to catch up, and really the delays for services are growing, they're not shrinking, and we're finding that people are getting frustrated, again, wanting to do the right thing and get their pets spayed and neutered.
For more information on this project, just head to our website, WLNS.com.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It's a beautiful morning on the Capitol camera, seeing that bright blue sky, and if you look off towards the eastern horizon, you might even see some pops of pink. We do have a few clouds that are just hanging around, but mostly overnight it's been clear. That's allowed temperatures in our area to drop to the low 60s, whereas to our west, they've stayed in the upper 60s. That's also where we're seeing our cloud cover right now, following a system that's really starting to fizzle over towards Missouri. We'll have our own chances for rain here tomorrow, but today is at least one dry day for this week. Now you see there are a few sprinkles off towards Wisconsin, but they're drifting away from us. Most of mid-Michigan should stay dry today, although I can't completely rule out a stray sprinkler or two popping up. Grouchy isn't too happy about that, but since it's such a limited chance, I'm okay with going with green paws. From sun up to sundown, we're just going to see our cloud cover gradually increase. And that's all with temperatures that reach the low to mid 80s today. Not quite as cool as yesterday and with a little bit more humidity, but the worst of the humidity is going to hold off until we get to tomorrow when those storms arrive. Of course, extra rain just increases that moisture content, and with Grouchy's fur in my hair, I think we can commiserate on that. It also just makes the temperatures feel so much warmer. So today, it's actually not a bad day by comparison.
Not a bad day. We'll take it.
Same here.
We're so positive today.
Yeah, you know.
We both are.
It's easy when you see the sunshine.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, open up the windows, open up the blinds.
Yeah, get some fresh air in the house.
Yeah. It's a good day to do it. Katie, thank you.